When I got out of law school, listen, youngsters, don't stop at getting the degree. You need to get out of college and out of graduate school at the top of your class, at least in the top half, but think top 20%, minimum, which means you have to study hard. You've got to go beyond the reading list. It's not enough to just check it off. You really need to read like your life depends on it. And you need to master the material, not just know it well enough. The reason that I can win $35 billion is that I prepare more than my opponents. They may have $1 million salaries. I may be making a nonprofit salary in the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, but you want to know something? I'm a better lawyer because I master the facts better, I have better experts, I prepare my experts better, and I know more about their company than they know themselves. Go way beyond. Johnny Cochran, when he was in law school, he had to pay his way through law school. His parents didn't have a dime to help him. He used to wash dishes. He would have a book propped up on the sink, on the sill, and he'd be reading while he was washing dishes to earn the money. Johnny taught me how to kick juries. Johnny Cochran, one of the best American lawyers ever produced in this century. He overprepared. It's not glamorous to have to sit there and read, but you want to know something? I'd say I'm pretty glamorous now, wouldn't you say? I'm going on 60, but I still look all right. But let me tell you something. I can go on Tavis Smiley Show. Eugenia, Dirty Stand Up. Two of the Tavis Smiley experts, and they also wonderful job running around Tavis Smiley, who is a television show and radio shows, and he runs around the country with Cornell, and Cornell's a friend of mine. Actually, Tavis and Cornell are two of the folks who endorsed my book, but guess who else endorsed my book? Condoleezza, General Stanley McChrystal, and Chief Brown from LAPD. Now that tells you where my work has been, where my opponents insist on endorsing my books and give me a parking space at LAPD. I actually have a parking space, ladies and gentlemen, and I have a badge. Now you have to understand how I did this, okay? That's the story of this book. Preparation, over-preparation. Think about Johnny getting himself through law school. And if you have parents here who are backing you, whether you have parents here who are backing you or not, whether you have to get a scholarship or your parents can pay, I don't care. You're going to have to prepare like there's no tomorrow. And you need to have a burning need to master the material. Say that for me. Master the material. All right? Don't just learn it. Master it. Okay? I used to like to go into my professors. Listen to this. You might be able to do this. It gives you a lot of confidence. I used to go into the office hours of my professors just to debate them. Now, who did I think I was? I'm at Harvard University, and I'm going into the office hours, and I'm challenging the Harvard professors. You wonder why I'm just fearless, why I can walk into gangland. And I did. I walked into gangland. I was in a St. John's suit, more pearls than Barbara Bush, straight from court. Walked right into the ghetto and walked right into the gang truce negotiations. And like a fool, knocked on their door because the women told me, go help the men. Go help the men put their guns down. Go help the men stop shooting us at night. Help the men, Connie. I said, where are they? They said, they're out in a trailer behind Markham Junior High. And I walked over there in my St. John's suit, my Ferragamo pumps, my Barbara Bush pearls, knocked on the door and said, hello, I'm Connie Rice. I'm a civil rights attorney. I'm here to help. They slammed the door in my face. I waited there because I could hear them talking inside. Then they opened the door of the trailer. Wall-to-wall gangsters, festooned in their colors. Red for the Bloods, blue for the Grape Street Crips. I wasn't stupid enough to go into the trailer, but I did stand there in this ridiculous getup, and I said, hello, my name's Connie Rice, I'm a civil rights lawyer, I'm here to help. They opened the door back up, and this one guy says, hey, you You say you're a lawyer. I said, yes, I'm an attorney. I said, is there anything I can do to help these negotiations? Because they were trying to hammer out an agreement not to kill one another. I thought I ought to help. Anything to reduce the violence, which is what the women said they needed. Because they were putting their grandchildren to bed in bathtubs because the bullets had gone through the walls and killed 3 children while they were sleeping. They needed the guns to stop. And these men were negotiating to lower the gunfire. So this guy leans over and he's got a blue bandana around his huge bicep. I could tell he'd been to prison because he was all buffed up, right? Gold chains. Another guy with a red bandana tied around his head. So I've got this sea of red bandanas on the right and a sea of blue bandanas on the left, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? And I just stood there and they said, yeah, you're a lady lawyer. They decided to call me lady lawyer. I was very grateful because they could have called me all kinds of things. They said, yeah, you can help. They said, go get us that agreement between the Jews and the Arabs. I stupidly said, are you referring to the Egyptian Sinai Accord? They said, yeah, that one. They didn't know what I was talking about. And I was stupid enough to try and pinpoint which accord it was. One guy stood up and he said, look, if the Jews and the Arabs can get along, Crips and Bloods can get along. Get us that agreement. I took my little Ferragamo St. John's self right down to the county library and came back with it the next day. That's how my journey in gangland began. To this day, I'm still working with ex-gangsters and gangsters to keep the community safe. We now have a gang intervention academy. It is paid for by the city, and we teach ex-gangsters how to keep kids away from the gunplay and how to keep kids out of gangs. It is a marvelous institution run by the Grid Office, another office that we created. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get through college, and I want you to come work for me, because we have a lot of business to conclude. We have to make every kid safe. There is no reason why, in the United States, we should have any child afraid to walk to school safely. We should not have any child afraid that the Grape Street Crips will force them to join the gang. And right now, that's the reality for too many of our children. So I need you to get your educations, come join me, read my book of how I created this body of work. You can get some ideas about how you create your own docket, your own way of working in the world to give back. My feeling is, it's easy to be a millionaire. It's hard to take the baton from Martin Luther King and Harriet Tubman and run like the wind. That's what we have to do, ladies and gentlemen. And you can also earn your money, okay? You can also earn your money. And if you want to be an entrepreneur and you just want to be an investment banker, that's fine too, but you're going to have to get back. Just be the best you can be. Study hard. Over-prepare. Over-prepare. It's not enough to just do what's before you. It's not enough. Go way beyond what's in front of you. Master it. Love it, because you're going to have to spend a lot of time with your books. Learn to love the study. Please don't think of it as drudgery. Learn how to make it fun. And youngsters from Moreno Valley, my young men from Moreno Valley, I'm going to teach you how to make it fun. You can learn on your terms. You can take any body of knowledge and make it serve you. You can take any body of knowledge and relate it to your world. Make it interesting so that you learn it, okay? Bottom line, I have tremendous admiration for this group. For the parents, thank you. You're just like my parents. Probably saner than they are because we weren't allowed to watch television or anything. Y'all don't understand. It would have been child abuse to you. But we weren't even allowed to watch TV. We were allowed to watch one cartoon on Saturday. We were allowed to watch news. I used to think Walter Cronkite was entertaining. It was the only thing I was allowed to watch. My mother thought the television rotted your brain. I wish she would have done that with videos and YouTube and all the rest of it. My mom was a teacher. She was a chemistry teacher, biology teacher. And we studied. I mean, we didn't know anything was studying. I didn't understand what other kids were talking about. And I realized they watched TV in the middle of the week. I didn't know what that was. I had to ask for it. My mom would lock the television in the living room like it was a felon. She thought it would rot our brains. So I grew up in a strange parking. But I just want you to know how proud I am, and I want you to know that Winston Dobie is looking down on us now. And Winston, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you've given us. I thank you. I thank Winston Dobie. And I thank all of the youngsters here. Please, please keep on this track. I would offer to have all of you phone me, but I'm afraid I wouldn't get back to you because it'd be, you know, I'm just so tied up with the kids in Jordan Downs and Nickerson Gardens and in LA Unified and my cops. I do have a parking space at LAPD, and I do have a badge. Chief Bratton gave me a chief of police badge. It's honorary. But I sued them long enough, and here's a secret for those of you who are going to be lawyers. If you sue somebody long enough, guess what? They marry you. LAPD is now my best partner. When I walk into a room with the chief of police, and the chief of police asks to write a blurb for my book, you want to know something? The politicians give me what I want. I don't even have to sue. So you can get creative. It's a good thing I can get partners that way. But most of my opponents are now my allies. And we are fighting for social justice together. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. The book is back there. Please get a group because it is a wonderful story of how to achieve and how to get life and work on your terms. I am so proud of you. Please